Breakfast Business
with Enterprise Ireland
on News Talk.
Many of us didn't know much about the Danish company Novo Nordisk until it came up with a revolutionary weight loss injection called Wegovy and Ozempic. Its rival, Eli Lilly, has Mounjaro, and Pfizer is looking at developing one too. Now, other Scandinavian pharmaceutical groups, including PILA Pharma, thinks it may have found another weight loss pill as well, which millions of us will hope can drive down prices for consumers. And Gustav H is the chief executive of PILA Pharma. Good morning, Gustav.
Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Very well. Tell us more about the tablet that you're working on.
Yeah, so we're working on a novel kind of oral solution for treating, first of all, overweight, but equally so, all the complications that come with overweight. So type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and potentially equally so, renal disease and kidney disease, right? So I think from our point of view, it's about addressing the problem in the world, and you're not going to be able to address the whole volume that is prevalent at a global basis with injectable treatments. So if you really want to treat the root problem, you need to have an oral solution. So that's where I think our company, but equally so a lot of other companies are starting now to really develop different types of solutions that are maybe not targeting the same kind of mechanisms in the body as a current generation treatments.
Yeah, and I mentioned the fact that it's a tablet because all of the current drugs available are injectable. How many years away are we talking before consumers could get their hands on a potential weight loss tablet from PILA?
From our company, it's likely going to be a number of years still. We're in phase 2, so we are testing in humans. But of course, making pharmaceutical products requires very rigorous testing over a number of years and multiple dose levels and thousands of patients. So this will likely take maybe 5 to 6 years. Question is whether it will be us who takes it to market or whether it will be a larger pharmaceutical company. Of course, conducting these trials is very expensive. So for a smaller company like ours, it's looking increasingly likely that we will need to partner up with a bigger pharma company. But of course,
the obvious choice might be Novo Nordisk, your fellow Danish company, because your mother founded PILA Pharma and she is ex-Novo Nordisk.
Yes, correct. So this whole discovery that we work with internally here at PILA is actually from her time back at Novo, where she discovered that by inducing mice with this type of molecule, you could effectively stop the progression of diabetes. Now, the thing is that Novo has for a long time now not had their focus on small molecule developments, as it's called. Now, small molecules are what is essentially needed to roll out effective oral pill treatments at mass. So Novo are trying to sort of put their current biologics into pills, which is not particularly effective from a manufacturer standpoint. So I'm not sure that Novo is the best fit. Of course, they know us the best, very likely. But we see that there's a huge amount of companies out there that are looking to maybe enter the market, and they are looking to see how they can differentiate from what is currently out there.
Yeah, and will all these weight loss products drive down prices? Because at the moment it's pretty expensive unless you get it prescribed by the state health provider.
It's like any other business in that sense, right? I mean, if you have more competition, to lower your prices. But of course, it really depends on the margins at which you can produce these tablets as well. So for sure, I mean, we're going to see that next year. I know that Eli Lilly is coming with a weight loss tablet for the American market as well, based on their GLP-1 analog. And that for sure is going to put a lot of pressure on the injectable solutions. But with that being said, I mean, I think within 5 years, you're going to see not just 2 players, but maybe you're going to see 5 to 10 different companies operating in this space. And of course, that's naturally going to put a pricing pressure internally.
Which, yes, it will. Now, we have a large pharmaceutical sector here in Ireland, and we're pretty worried about Trump's potential tariffs. Are you guys worried about that?
I think for us as a small company, we focus mostly on driving the innovation forward one step at a time, right? But I think when we spoke yesterday about this, I think it spurred a little thought in my mind that, it really depends on to which extent, tariffs like these are implemented. Because, for example, if you want to produce a tablet, then you require a lot of pharmaceutical ingredients, right? But most of this stuff is actually produced out in China. So if there's like a trickle-down effect where goods have been produced originally in China and then sort of assembled or chemically manufactured to something else in Ireland or in Denmark, for example, is that going to be imposed a tariff as well? I don't think anyone knows right now. And I think there's a ton of uncertainty in the industry. And that's why you, of course, also see like massive swings on the stock prices, even on the big companies that are usually not super volatile.
All right. Well, best of luck in your search for a big investor. That is Gustav H. Tusen tak, the chief executive with PILA Pharma.
Breakfast Business
With Enterprise Ireland
on News Talk.